observed a male who was wanted for questioning in a horrendous homicide. He voluntarily came back to the 112 precinct and made incriminating statements. Today, that male, David Bonella, male, 44 years old, residing at 10418 114th Street in Queens, New York, is being charged with murder in the second degree, criminal tampering in the first degree, and criminal possession of a weapon in the fourth degree in relation to the death of Orsolia Gal, female, 51 years old. This investigation is still preliminary. There's a lot of work left to do, but this is what I can tell you. On Friday night, April 15th, Miss Gal attends a show at Lincoln Center. She takes the train back to her neighborhood in Forest Hills. At 11:20 p.m., she stops in a local establishment for a short while before returning home. We believe she returns home at 12:20 a.m. We also believe Mr. Bonella arrives at her residence between 12:30 and 12:40 a.m.
Booty call hours.
Mr. Bonella is a handyman who was employed by Mrs. Gal. They have been having an intimate affair for approximately 2
Your
years.
eyes in love.
He is either let in voluntarily or he uses a key he has knowledge about hidden in the barbecue.
Hidden
A
in the...
heated argument ensues
He knew the
between
family,
two in
boy.
the basement. A knife is brandished. A violent struggle ensues, resulting in our victim being stabbed ruthlessly and brutally in excess.
Prediction Central Podcast, hate me or love me, there's no in between. See, I had to really figure this story out with Ursula. She was found in Queens under the underpass by Forest Hills. Jackie robbed. Forest Park is close by. I had to I said it was a passionate crime because they said the victim was literally stabbed about, like he just said earlier, stabbed about 50 to 55 times, right? So I just had to hear it for myself and wait to do the video because I knew it was a lover's quarrel situation. He's a handyman, the playboy or whatever that she was in love with, but she had a husband with 2 sons. See, this is women's mentality. They feel like they can manipulate men to do what they want them to do, but when she probably wanted to call it a quits because she loved her husband, and this is what got her ultimate demise. A love of passion or a love of crime. He stabbed her 50 plus times. But this is how women put families in jeopardy. Just for the attention from this man, so-called immigrant from Mexico. They broadcast it like that. He has a family, an ex-wife, and 2 kids of his own. He was so in love with this woman that he murdered her while the 13-year-old son was literally upstairs. The father and the 17-year-old was out on a vacation for the weekend. She calls his nigga over during booty call hours. He probably said, why don't you leave them? Can you be with me? This and the third. And he showed his true colors. He killed her because he couldn't have her. And she wasn't going to leave a good situation for a temporary satisfaction. And let me say that again, a temporary satisfaction. She knew where she needed to be at, and that was with her sons and her husband. But he didn't understand that. Bonello didn't understand that. So she died. And this is what I'm saying. Men need to realize that you need to focus on yourself, no matter what. Young, middle age, old. Women will always put people around them in jeopardy, where she put her 13-year-old son in jeopardy because they said he sent a text message and said to the husband and said, your whole family's next. He could have really went upstairs and killed the 13-year-old, but he has kids of his own, so I believe he didn't go through with that situation. But these women that need attention and validation, she's 51. She wasn't a bad looking white woman. She was good looking. Like, they need attention and validation. If they're not getting attention and validation all the time, it's always going to be a problem. They will feel some kind of fucking way. They will need to put themselves out there in harm's way just to get some type of validation or attention. And this is a prime example of what not to do with women. If you feel like the marriage wasn't going good and stuff like that, you should have put yourself out there. But Forest Hills is an awesome neighborhood, so I understood why she stood in the relationship into the marriage, because if the father's out there taking care of business, father and husbands that's taking care of business, he's doing his damn thing. Forest Hill is a very nice neighborhood. Expensive neighborhood in Queens. They got gated communities and all that, but right across from Forest Park. It's dope. But women tend to do this all the time. Either they emasculate men in the West, or they're taking advantage of other men in the West. They feel like they have a leg up because society gave them a leg up here in the West, in America. Certain women need to stay in their place. It is what it is. But the factor is, she put a lot of people in jeopardy. She put her own family in jeopardy. She could put her elders in jeopardy, her cousins and nephews, because this guy was a ticking time bomb. And he also knew what the spirit key was at. If you value your family and your kids and your husband, he would never know where the spirit key was at. Whether he's a handyman or not, you would not even have him there as a handyman. You would have fired the nigga and said, no, we can only meet at motels from now on, and I don't want you to be the handyman. You get what I'm saying? You would have separated yourself from that situation. But just to have the tension, the feeling alive moment, the adrenaline rush that both niggas that you're fucking are in the same house while he's fixing the dishwasher, your husband's sitting there and he's might be oblivious to the situation, that made her feel alive. And it's fucked up, B. It's fucked up. These come drinking bitches, man. Sick of they shit. And I knew it was a lover's quarrel, because I said, let me sit back and see, because it sounds like too many pieces of this puzzle. It sounds like it's coming back as a boyfriend, ex-boyfriend, someone that was in love with a married woman. And I knew it. I wish I did a snippet on this so you understand, but I'm just on my shit. I understand women, and if you know it, you chase your money, women follows. Never chase these bitches, man. It is what it is. Stay safe out there. Don't let no one in your crib. That goes for men and women. These bitches is crazy and these niggas is crazy. And this shit is fucking insane. To kill someone and go turn yourself in and admit to the shit. Obviously, something is wrong with you mentally, because you should never murdered her in the first place. I don't get it, man. The city's going to shits. It is what it is, man. Predictions Ascension Podcast. Hate me and love me. There's no in between. Like, comment, subscribe, hate. It is what it is. We do what we do best. Holla.